Hi, I'm Tracy Blanchard, and this is Troy Blanchard. We've been members of Zachary United Methodist for over 15 years. For me, it's the people. The people were, when I came in, the first day I ever visited Zachary United Methodist, people embraced us and they continued to embrace us in our journey here. And we made lifelong friends here, and they bring me joy to this day, and it's why I'll never leave this church.
And for me, it's having the opportunity to come to church on Sunday in a very relaxed environment with some amazing people, to where I'm just so recharged and ready to go on Monday. It's a must.
My hope is to see more growth, more young families coming into the church and finding what we found 15 years ago, and finding a group of people to have fellowship with, because that's so much a part of what the church offers. In addition to the sermons, in addition to all the activities, it brings you together. It gives you people to celebrate with, to cry with, to live your life with.
What brings me hope is, definitely thinking about this amazing family that we have in the church right now. Zachary's a place that's fast growing. We have all kinds of folks moving in, and we have the opportunity not only to be impactful in their lives, but bring them into this amazing family and give them the opportunity to enjoy what we get to do every single week.
So for me, the person who impacted me most with and taught me about generosity was my grandmother. She was the most generous person I think I've ever known. Everybody loved her. Everybody went to her house. There was always something on the stove. You could come eat anytime. There was always coffee brewing. Anybody could come in and out at any time. And she would give you her time and her attention, her money, or whatever it is that you might need. So I learned a lot from her about how to be generous to others, that generosity isn't necessarily just financial. It's also emotional. It's connecting with people. It's sharing your time and yourself to others when they're struggling, or even in the good and the bad times.
For me, it's a little more simple. It's my dad, and I can remember being at church, and the plate would come around, and he would always make sure I was the one that put the check on the plate. And I know, growing up, that there were weeks that was probably more challenging than I might have ever known or understood. But every single time I put something in that plate, and it's just something that's just stayed with me.
In the flood of 2016, I worked at LSU, and I went to the women's bathroom and I heard somebody crying. And so I knocked on the door and I asked them if they wanted to talk, and it happened to be a student, and she happened to have lost everything. And I sent her to this church, and I knew she would get a flood bucket. I knew they would embrace her. I knew I didn't even need to call the church and tell them that people would be there to help her immediately. And she graduated recently. So, that's why I give to this church, because my hope is that one day they give to others. Or if I ever needed something, or my family ever needed something, the church will give to us as well.
You have to think in terms of yourself and the blessings and the gifts that you have. And at different phases in our life, I think we have different blessings. And there are times where I think we've had more time to give. There's other times where we haven't. And so, you can't really compare your current circumstances to your future or your past or to anybody else's. And you just have to pick something that's meaningful to you. And I think the important piece is just knowing that whatever you do, it is going to have a major impact on the world that we have out there.
Giving, financially giving, allows this church to give to others and to exponentially give to the community. And so in that way, we are doing God's work, and it is affecting God directly because it's affecting people directly.
We are all giving talents and blessings. And so the extent that we use those in our own lives, but we also use those to support others, I think that's why they're there. It's really for that. It's to be able to be used in so many different ways.